Hey guys, Dale here, back with some more Rimworld finally. Sorry, it's been a little hectic in my real life, but I've been playing Rimworld and like putting some mods together, and I was finally able to kind of reproduce one of my favorite types of playthroughs that I used to do back in like B18. So I think you guys are pretty familiar that I like to play like medieval fantasy Rimworld, and so back in like B19, B18, I posted on Reddit a screenshot of this colony, and so this is just a cropped image of the map. This was on a like 325 by 325 map, but it was just the colony itself, and I called it Valisgard. And so if we tour this a little bit, we can see like the front gate is down here. As you come in on the right, there's kind of like a little ranch area for like our animals, a little ranch house for our main handler. Oh, sorry, that's on the right. On the left, you can see we have like a little farming area, and then a bunch of like little individual houses. In addition to the individual houses over here, we also had kind of like some single unit, or well, like multi-unit construction for like single folks. And it looks like that one's a guest bed right now. And the same across the river. Try to kind of like follow the flow of the map, but we did do a little bit of terraforming. You can see here we had like fertile fields that add on so that we could create like fertile soil. You know, had to dig up like sand a little bit, maybe around some of these areas. And then a little bridge. Had a little kind of like, not quite a garden, I guess like a park area. So like some benches, a wrestling pit, some statues, a little brew house over here. Down here we had our cookhouse, a little speakeasy. This is where we kept all our pipeweed, and then some crafting. Additionally, up here right around this area, I just kind of referred to it as like the market. So we had like hospitality, so there were some areas in here where guests could just like purchase things, but we had like the no comms trade beacon, had more crafting areas. We had our church, and our priest is ominously like standing outside the church. A little bit more like storage down here. And then some more farming, a little bit of an orchard, and then it looks like a bunch of berries here. Had a little church here. Not a church, a little 2-bedroom house here. Oh, that's actually a statue of our priest. She's actually in bed. And she had like a deck that went out onto the water. We were doing a lot of like fertilizer making. So that's pretty insane when I look at it now. And then above the church, we had like a graveyard. Over here, we had our hospital, so prison wing and normal wing. And then we also had a prison. We were using prison labor to get chunks and to make chunks into whatever. And then up here, we had the keep. So we had like a little magic wing down here for crafting potions and spells and all that stuff. Looks like we were keeping some of our valuable materials up here. We had another area for animals, so we were riding wolves, and like an armory. A couple bedrooms, or 4 of them for the royal family. Looks like we had the guest suites inside the castle. Interesting choice. I like forgot about that. I'm just looking at this now. Big throne room, which was also like a dining hall. And then we had like our manager workbench and our comm station up here in the castle. And then just kind of like looking on the left, look at one of the side entrances. So we did like double doors. We had like a bunch of traps. You can see that this is like really early Rimworld. Well, not really early Rimworld, but like, you know, beta Rimworld still, because we could put all the traps next to each other. And then these are embrasures. So like if anyone was coming to our gates, we would like get in one of these like towers, depending on like what side they were coming from. And so I am able to kind of like recreate the feel of this playthrough, and kind of like the amount of like customization we were able to do. You can see there's different kinds of walls being used. I also like for the fireplaces and these like little individual houses. You can see I use different kinds of walls as stone to kind of like give the structure a little bit more of like a weight, like there were actual like stone pieces to kind of like help support the wood and whatnot. Not sure if you can hear the cat meowing behind me, but he like wants some attention right now. But anyhow, I called this colony Valisgard, and there were like specific folks that I had that like started the colony with prepare carefully. So I've gone ahead and recreated kind of like our cast for this playthrough. And I guess I'll introduce them to you right now. So we have King Owen Valis. We have Queen Galadria. And so they're married. Galadria also has a mother-in-law, a Felba. Another thing to mention is Owen is a paladin. So can't learn anything yet. But so he's a paladin. Galadria is an arcane mage. Felba is a necromancer. And then we had some kind of like royal guards. So we have a couple blood elves. One of them is a druid, and one of them is going to be a ranger. And so Niran is also, I think, Galadria's brother. Yep. And then these ladies down here, just some additional colonists. So the thought for this playthrough was these guys came from a kingdom, and we'll go out into the world, that used to be out here in the ocean. So it's kind of like an island where elves and humans like lived in harmony. And the kingdom was like a pretty advanced human kingdom, and elves just kind of like lived alongside them. And eventually there was like intermarrying and the building of this great culture. And then all of a sudden, recently for these folks, the kingdom was sunk into the ocean by kind of like some dark, mysterious magic, maybe related to a Felba trying to gain immortality because of her jealousy of the elves. So we're gonna kind of like view a Felba a little skeptically, and I think like even Owen, like he has a high opinion of a Felba because a Felba is his mother, but he also has -15 because she's a necromancer. And so like in game lore wise, like I don't think he's really like any of them are really gonna know that. But she'll end up being like our cult leader. So we do have Call of Cthulhu, the cult stuff. Obviously we have like Rimworld of magic, but we've disabled a lot of those colonies. So if we like look at the world, we have quite a few different like kingdoms and whatnot. We have some like the Morrowind factions. We have the medieval factions from vanilla medieval factions. We have some other like extra races. So we have like the Sheks, we have Rimworld of magic factions, and then a lot of Outpost 21 stuff. So our world is limited to pre-industrial technology. There is magic in the world. There's monsters in the world. These guys managed to escape. They have landed here and decided to like rebuild their colony. We also have, or we will have, I guess I didn't install it yet, but I'll go install it, is we'll have multiple colonies. But we'll have the ability to load and unload those colonies. So it's like a faction manager allows you to have duplicate or not duplicate, but multiple colonies, but decide if you want them running parallel or not, or decide if you want to like load and unload one so that you can like focus on one colony at a time. So since this is going to be a kingdom that we eventually will build, you know, we're gonna claim this land in this valley as ours, and it looks like, I don't know if we're able to traverse through here, but we might be able to traverse through there, we might be able to traverse through there, and then I know that we can traverse through here. So for additional colonies, is this mountainous? I do want kind of like an elven outpost, and a Malorn forest would be like pretty exceptional. We might want to just kind of like, for lore reasons or kingdom reasons, put something in around here to kind of like guard this pass, and then maybe some other colonies. So I think we can have up to 5, but of course we'll have to take out these savage tribes and kind of figure out how to live in this world. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on like 2 times speed. We have like queued some things up. We have like hygiene, so these guys are like washing. Actually, we'll just do 1 time speed. I'll introduce you to our animals. So we did manage to escape with some palamutes maybe, and so these will be our like mounts of choice. And then I have queued up some initial work, so we're gonna put some tents out. I'm gonna build a little bit of storage. We're going to have some stone cutting right away. We will want to be able to cook, so let's go to temperature and let's put down a campfire for now, and then we'll want some furniture, classic furniture. Do like a couple tables. And then also I didn't plan recreation for them yet, so let's do that. Recreation, put like a hoopstone down here, some of these gaming tables, and let's not care about quality right now. So that's some work that I queued up. I also queued up some farming work over here. There we go. And then a primitive well. Let's actually have you work on that like right now. That way they're not running all the way down to the river. And then you can see that we've got like some latrines and some wash basins. So while they are working, and we'll like speed them up a little bit, let's go ahead and tour the initial plans that I've made for the base. So you can see that like it is pretty big plans. Let's make that even more visible. So the black represents walls, orange represents doors, green obviously represents some type of growing. So we're gonna have our like farm over here. This will be our southern entrance, which I'm considering like our main entrance. We do have a couple other entrances with smaller defensive kind of like towers built into the wall on the left and on the right. Over here will be our ranch area, so all this green will probably be hay grass. This will be a bunch of like different stalls for the animals to sleep in, and then these 2 purple things will be like places where we're gonna drop off bales of hay and kibble and stuff. So I have designed like a little pretty standard house for the colonists. So this will be stone in the fireplace. This will be a table. And the blue represents the chairs on either side of it. So there's an entrance, a living area, and then into a bedroom. So this is a bed, like a dresser, some end tables, and then a bathroom that goes in each house. This will be the hospital. It's potentially we'll have like a wing for prisoners and a wing for not prisoners. We'll have like some drug production and storage areas. And then this is a set of connected houses. So this is like an apartment building. And here in the middle we'll have like a little park area. Ooh, anima tree died. Oh, it was like in our farm area. Oops. Does that affect you guys? I might have a mod that like prevents that from affecting them. So little park area. All the white kind of represents roads or paths that we'll be making. We have people sleeping on the floor because we didn't get all our tents down. We do have a lot of random stuff queued up for them. We have latrines though, so that's good. I'm thinking ahead now, and we're gonna need to be able to store waste from the latrines somewhere. Clear all and waste. So more houses. Big apartment building. This will be like the pub. So this like pink that you see here represents the bar area. We're gonna put a little door here so that it kind of like looks like you have to like go around through some saloon doors. And then we'll also have some recreation in here. So this will be a pool table, poker table, maybe some gaming tables, and just like single seated tables, some horseshoe and hoopstone. And then whenever you see kind of like this little U shape and then a red or a blue in it, this is going to be a fireplace. The blue will be like, make the same kind of structure, but then like put a passive cooler in there. So more houses, a couple more houses, the side entrance. This is a little bit of a bigger house, so you can see the entrance here. We have a couple fireplaces in the main area, maybe some recreation, bigger dining room table, bedroom here for a couple and their own bathroom, and then a single bedroom and a bathroom. And we have a couple more of those on this side, actually 3 more. If we go back over here, you can see we have kind of like the church area will get built here. And then we also have a graveyard. So hopefully we don't fill that up too quickly, but we'll see. Let's connect. Let's do this. So path there, and then kind of like my assumption with the space that we're leaving is we will maybe like put in some nice trees and flowers in this like negative space that I'm filling in with green. And then over here on the left, this will be our prison. So bathroom. We'll have like doors unlocked for the individual cells, but bed, nightstand, a little common sitting area for them. And then this will be our arcane facilities. So I figured maybe some of the mages will want to like live in a little mage tower together. So that's kind of the thought here. But we'll do our research all in here at some point. And then we will have like crafting and whatnot. And then here is the keep. It's not as extensive as the previous keep. But we'll walk into maybe like a little courtyard that will have paved over, filled with statues. There's this long hallway. This goes down to like the royal dining room. We'll have storage for like lavish food over here, and then bathroom. And then this will be a entertainment area. So poker table, pool table, other gaming stuff, another bathroom. I think in here, like manager's desks and whatnot, and in here we're gonna do like what's it called, the no power comms console. And then we only have like 2 royal bedrooms, so this will be like the bed, dresser. This will be curtains, so we're just gonna like line the back and side walls with curtains, a couple fireplaces, and then like a big throne room. So some columns going up the throne room, some braziers going up the throne room, curtains along the back here, and then musical instruments along the side. So yeah, not like a complete reproduction of that playthrough, but just kind of like a similar idea and like mod list. I have this road ending here. What I think I'll do is like, I think we'll end up like digging out all this muddy area, so we have kind of like a little pond or lake over here. Maybe we'll like build a dock out into the lake and do some fishing over there. So that's pretty much it for this like first colony. I'm not quite sure what I'll name the kingdom yet. What are they doing? You guys are just like chilling. What time is it? 1700? Ooh, there's blight. Let's have you guys cut all the blighted plants, and let's get some things for you guys to do. I guess I've been talking for quite a while, so let's get some like hunting going. Did you guys build all the things? I think we're out of wood. We do have one more tent we can put down. So let's also, we'll take care of that blight, and then we'll do some chopping. Ooh, blight's going fast. Let's not allow sewing while you guys are handling blight. will you put this last one? Thanks, and then we'll allow sewing. Okay, and then we need more wood. Okay, so it's a lot. It will take us a long time to build all of it, and then additionally, like, you know, we only have so much space for people. We need to have some space opened up for like royal visitors and stuff. We do have Empire installed. So, where is the Empire? They are right here. So we should be getting some of those quests like popping in. And then we'll need to like establish other colonies and stuff. So, yeah, let's see how that goes. Grimoire is complete. Oh no. Felba, you've done it. What other mods do we have? So let's just kind of like, before we end this episode, let's like look through this. So configure maps, dire wolves, faction, control stuff, Forgotten Realms is like all these different races that we have. Go explore for some extra quests. Individuality, which should change some of the ways that they develop relationships and interact with each other. Excuse me. Men recycle, Morrowind stuff, progress renderer, quality builder quarry. We'll see if we end up using it. Roads, so we'll be able to build roads in between the individual colonies. Will be cool. Seamless embrasures will be really nice. And then we also have structures. Yeah, we have like these castle walls and a bunch of like other medieval thematic building things. So let's build. Picture creature, do forever. Details will include monsters. And then let's do meals, do until details. Sure, why not? Yeah, because they're probably out of food. I don't know how long I was talking for, but we are on day 3. And wildlife, let's go ahead and queue up some more hunting. Turkeys. Moas. Wild boars. Oh, we have like a bunch of geese. Okay, so we have farming to do. And let's check some abilities. So you can learn heal. Let's set that to be on. Oh, that's Ray of Hope. Okay, well. Oops. Wanted to learn heal, but Ray of Hope's great. It creates an aura of hope around the caster that periodically buffs an ally. So that'll be good for hopefully keeping some people's moods up and stuff. You can learn, so you know Blink. Let's turn that on. You can learn Magic Missile. Let's turn that on. A Felba, you can learn Fog of Torment. And let's turn on your Arrow Storm. And let's see. Let's start putting points into that Arrow Storm. Druid, you can learn Cure Disease. So we have Regenerate and Cure Disease. Cure Disease is great as soon as we can like increase the disease knowledge. So level 1, he can cure flu and some wound infections, or level 0. Level 1 adds gutworms, food poisoning, and malaria. 2, sleeping sickness, muscle parasites, and scaria, and 3, the plague and blood rot. So that'll be like very, very okay, Goose Revenge. Not very intimidating. Okay, so we do have our well here, and you can see kind of like where water is available if we're going to put in well or ground pump. And it looks like these launch bins are good. Wooden latrines normal. Let's queue that up. More goose chase. Okay. Who doesn't have a sword? Oh, I guess everyone does. You don't. Wait, you had... I think you spawned in with those knives, so that might be why you don't have a sword. too. Need iron. Oh, iron. Let's do that. We also have copper. Just kind of like a simple copper mod. I thought maybe we could make some like beautiful stuff out of it. I think it's like gold and silver where it requires a lot of material to actually like do any like building or crafting with it. Ooh, there's just like a dead rhino there. That's just like unforbid things that are on the map. Oh, there he is. Don't know why he chose to use his ability on like something that was already like knocked out. He could have just went over and slit its throat. But yeah, so I know that this is like very ambitious looking and very intimidating, especially to like start a game with. Like my recommendation is always just like, you know, build some kind of like bigger building that you can build and kind of will serve multiple purposes throughout its lifetime. So if I didn't have this tents mod and I was a little bit more concerned about like getting them shelter and getting them not sleeping on the floor, then I probably would have built this building first. And I would have put sleeping spots in here, we would have put storage in here, and we probably would have operated out of here for a long while. And then in an effort to kind of like get them into their own private rooms, maybe started building kind of like the inn over here. But since we did have tents, we're going to be a little bit more flexible. I figured just like a little storage down here, and then we'll start building the hospital first. Speaking of which, we need some stone chunks for that. Details. 25. Blue granite. Actually, I don't need any blue granite right now. I want regular granite. So kind of like all the support stuff and fireplaces will build out of regular granite. I do have a mod that kind of changes the color of granite and marble, like all the stones, to something else. So granite's a little bit like gray or bluer. Marble's more white. We also, I think, have pink marble, and I think there might be a green marble. And then the only other extra stone other than the pink and green marble is that there's blue granite, which should have the same stats as regular granite. And I think we're gonna build the keep entirely out of blue granite, so we'll be the blue keep. The sounds of fury. From the distance, the echoes of a telltale shriek. A fury is nearby. It will mind its own business if you mind yours. Or you can try to tame it or slay it and risk its wrath. So, oh, we do have dragons. Yeah, we'll go ahead and like set this guy to tame and we'll like see how that goes. Wild goose revenge, of course, they always do. That guy rotted, so let's do a rotted corpse stockpile, just like right here for now. That way like they degrade faster and doesn't take up space in our actual stockpile. So yeah, we'll get some stone chunks going and then we'll start working on the hospital, which we'll use as a kitchen, maybe like a research lab and some extra storage until we can get some like houses and stuff built. Progress render is rendering a map image right now, but it's been about 30 minutes. So we'll slow this down a little bit and then we will kind of let them do their thing before we start building. And I hope this wasn't too much information for our first episode. I'm super excited to be back, if you couldn't tell. And I'm gonna go ahead and like cut this one here and we'll start working on episode 2. So as always, thanks for hanging out and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.